Greetings, yeetings, first come, first serve, and have a seating, so that perchance I may say, or as they say, deliver, if and only if I may, a sliver or small allotment of the whole hither, scaled in size for just a day of what some say in truth you two deserve. Okay, so far in as much as I have ever heard, never mind won all these meetings, but nevertheless do though mine to go find good feels, often fleeting as they are, or as are we starved as though we are for the truth hungry, eating across from the table. You and I are one, and at once we see it deductively, as it were, thus must follow and be particularly worthy of note, as you know, so denoting the notion, and so much as such we trusted. We were unable to just stop the quote and unquote beating things, not only proverbially and literally alike, but also ultimately infinite and absolutely finite, up to and including what I am alluding to, which both be positive and desired as are beatings of the heart. And also regarding negative, unrequired and morally expired as is with regard to violence and torches, all without regard, regarded, thus regardless of laws, upon which we agree as undoubtedly, despite the silence naturally, we be about permanently forgetting, or at the least that's where to act. I am getting aptly fueling its dismissal. We both be really, one might say, other way, or just a none other than the one, as opposed to the other than the one way, eternally ablaze with the light of absolute truth in our hearts, different individuals on the same residual journey. We are now in time, this birthright, yours and mine, must we save forthright from end of days, as they say, which is nigh. I think both you and I can agree we are able to discern and slowly learn is the holy and inescapable outcome regardless. And even if we be truly believing that which is in effect the true meaning, much less to say, but not to mention the event, which is when we be agreeing eye to eye, essentially seeing in respect to whether or whether not successful in execution of the together, or for one and all together, one for collective but respective to a respect that is too longitudinally and weather permitting relative without respect to or disrespect in retrospect. I'd interject, but otherwise we're respectively in theory to thus and not this very moment, meaning now and in the present tense. To why I accept it, likewise humbly so do I before your eyes, be I your hearing, brother in spirit, so to speak here, neither better nor for the worse so far this week, but inversely true at first and hypothetically also in the case that they are too easily be believed, and typically thus must be true due to the parallels. Truth as also assumed in practice is presumed to be true, is only the simplicity. And deduce we also such and as well as much, which must be conversely thus. I'd argue only inarguably true as it were, or will be, will it in effect be like those that be
Okay, alright, I'd say, or rather retort. You see that you'll be partially right, but partially wrong, and also otherwise incomplete. That is not the long but the short of it. So do now at half court, hold thou elite yeas and yaws. Of course the applause, and absolutely do not heed, but eyes off my blouse with pleat up more. So yes, and must just a tad more for the prize. Your eyes and gaze with mine need hoorays. Young hormonal Circe, it's rough, I agree. That puberty condition which recently started, and you now fight CO so half-heartedly. Were I good sir to be honest, oh me, oh my. Stop it young guy, eyes up here fast, thank you, and let's get past your incessant and present collection of yank fuel mind. You must our minds get back to school in session and continue I and you the addressing of the content and what was meant by your thoughtful query. Eyes with mine dearie and real fast, let's compare and contrast what was shared with what you kept or retained. Good knowledge and eventually wisdom, putting it in plain sight. One might in plain Jane English say all the same, so you know, then let's go. I forgot your name, young sir. Your hunger or thirst for the best or worst is admirable, though I think we can't imagine and thus know that God, the God, or one whose name thus though famous, all the same. I must say I don't know, however, nevertheless irrelevant. That all was just whatever, he, her, or they, however, ever, often gendered by those aforementioned as above and also below. Still, regardless, though God as it is known does not hate you so or on its own so very much, but if as shown in my own opinion, as if it were to stare at you alone, would insist that, hey, what are you doing with the hand lotion? No, don't moan lyrics to Marvin Gaye, and hey, put away the sonic roofie and goofy love potion in or tonic. Get back on topic and stop it lest I mention what they do to freshmen in detention there. Now thank you, that is so much bettering, and how for the best. Now what was I saying right then? Oh yes, if you were young sir to then ask what I think have speculated, or I suspect respect my informed and edu-medicated, highly rated opinion among folks, both men and women. I would have communicated that should you, if you could, or would I recommend them resist and reject the motion in any sense as to be vaguely in the direction of that notion. So then no, God does not hate you so much or much so at all, or vol in some total empirically and conclusively, though clean some total. Remains aloof and elusive to science exactly, and not surprisingly, as we expect to see. You know, and if you're pardon, I may beg of thee, I do agree with all, or alternatively, at least in part of or partly, for the most part, most start most of the whole of the stuff. That is just what I think thus, that is the thing that you said, assuming you know me, that I understood mostly in total most of it. But there is, I think, some missing pieces to your thesis, including I now at present, and as president I'm deducing, and if but only if in concluding I am I'm truly and unduly brave enough so as to do mention honest intentions that you too do see through, and you would with me to agree truly it's true, wouldn't you? Or is it just me? Is something obviously absent at present, which is relevant in that piece that we see? And I think, do we both agree, is missing be none other than that which beat originally questioned, originally posited to you by the poser of the question over there, the student who is, to be fair, probably, you guessed it, it's messed up that he be truly staring at literally any skin bare, however, but no rare in the room with her on his, would you believe it? Teacher who be who you see, also as we know, not so unlike in some sense though, but also in relation, so in fact and thus to be exact, simply says me in terms of location, yonder area there, which is as of yet where is you can bet over there if genuinely you pretend to presumably care. I mean, can we mean in you and me? I guess I really meant to ask, is that fair, friend, temporarily and for sake of, and that I say do. I mean that which is thus that you and me do be agreeing, although albeit unspoken on that common fact, which is that to be tactfully accurate is that reality objectively is subjective. In fact, may I say and have said imparted, and so do they, as if I am keeping track, something that by consensus a proverbial place where and thereby we temporarily meet you and I for the sake of this discussion. In some other words, and summarily is the something which is the only one thing agreeing upon, which do we is ironically that what we see in fact reality is preemptively and inherently is something which objectively is one thing, and thereby in conclusion to sum up in summarily nothing is that one upon which inherently we invariably will agree, meaning we absolutely agree upon nothing. See, do we meaning us on the whole and in consensus thus agree, as we each previously did decree on our own and independently to disagree as you and me, at least and best from here the present to the end of our perception, which is likely to be until death for us both eventually.
Reality, yes, it is presumed to be thus for us shared, and despite invariable discrepancies in the evidence, since this then is in essence an exclusive, subjective experience, how can we ever be with much certainty sure of, and surely certainly to be convinced of, in there and wherein, hence in the end we trust is what must it follows be just what must be shared commonly, for instance, as in the very dimension we presume to inhabit and be, thus and thus be objectively in some total really real existentially, not only in some theory of practice, but also that which is what that is theoretically in practice, in summation or some sense or theory, in essentially, is there no absolutely true meaning to life, since we each do create our very own exclusive experience and own it, and independently, continually in effect, from the present to the end of our perception, which is likely to be until death for us both eventually.